All right, so I've taken the mirror off. I ground these two screws down just a little bit because they screw right into the back of the mirror plate. We'll clean this up real good, but so I ground them down a little bit so that they wouldn't stick through the mirror plate. We're going to go ahead and add a mirror finish to this, give it a little more realism. So first thing I want to do, set that down here, and we will draw around it. Okay. We'll test fit it. All right, let me clean up this corner just a little bit. That looks pretty good. I'm just gonna spray a little cleaner on my rag here. Give this a wipe down. This will take the paint and the oil, so I don't want to get it on the back side of it. That's a pretty harsh cleaner. I could just use alcohol, but I want it good and clean. All right. Now I'll just peel this paper backing off of this. Let me grab my knife. Help with this a little bit. All right, there we go. Now, let's get a cloth. Clean that up a little bit, and we got us a nice shiny surface. We'll remount that to our remember which way it goes. Oh, that one's still a little bit on the long side. You can see it right there. So I want to pull that out. The other one's good. We'll see if we can smooth that out a little bit. And I'll just sand that down a little bit more. Don't need much. I want to make sure I get a maximum amount of threads in there to hold that mirror. All right. Yeah, I can still see. I'm gonna ruin it if I rub it too much, but still got a little bulge. It'll be all right. That one's done. We got one more mirror we got to do on this guy. You can see how bad those screws are sticking out right there. So I'll probably take these over to the grinding mill. Sorry, my belt sander, and take care of those. So in fact, we'll start with that. Got my heavy pliers, because we'll want to get a good grip on that guy. All right, I don't want to take too much material, but I need to take a bit. I'll go test it. These have a tendency to get really hot, but they cool down pretty quick too. Oh yeah, that looks right. Probably just a skosh. It's a little uneven. So if you look at it, you can see just a little uneven. I just need to take that little nip off. So we'll do that by hand here. That should take care of that. That looks pretty good. Take this one. We'll go grind it on the machine. So we're back from the disc sander. Oh, that one's good. That one's well below grade. So that will work. All right, so now we can take both of those off. right, and we will do the same thing with this. Now, I cut this one with the scissors, and I just cut inside the lines so that would make sure we fit. I'm going to show you another way that we can do this. Which doesn't require the tracing, but at least I'll have the full size that I need on there. So we can just take and peel this guy off. Okay. All right, we'll set him on there. I'm gonna rub our edges real good. Okay. Then we're gonna take our knife. And you want to make sure you got a nice sharp blade. So it might be good to work with a new blade. And you just run it preferably up this way. So don't pull away to where you would be pulling the sticker. Getting sticky there. And you just kind of keep that blade aimed right there towards the metal piece. I'll go ahead and get rid of this. Okay. So then when you're working your corners, just nice and slow. Let's get rid of this excess material here. Just a little cleanup here. Let's clean this corner up a little bit. Voila. Now I'm going to leave it on this one, but let me show you something with regards to this material. All right, so let's gently rub the edge. There it is. I don't want to handle the mirror after doing this. So I'm going to leave it, since we're going to be working with this more, I'm going to leave this on there, but there's this little plastic sheet. You pull it off, and boom, super shiny. But we're going to leave that plastic coating on this one because we're going to be doing a lot of handling with the cab here. Okay, so now we want to get this screwed back on there. Okay. All right, done. Let me throw some trash away and we'll get to moving on here. All right, so next step, we gotta put some glass in here. Work this down a little bit here. Okay. I gotta go find my glass. All right, so this is what I'm gonna try. It's PET plastic. I have not worked with this material before, so this is new to me. We'll see if it works. So, boy, I got a really big window right over here. Looks like it's almost going to take the full sheet, just a little trim off of it. So I'm going to mark a lower and get this cut and then just get it trimmed. So we'll use a marker here. I'm just going to mark it roughly there. And roughly there. Okay. I gotta kind of square it up here a little bit. I'll try it with my knife first. See how that works. I'm just gonna deep score it. Try and get it in one line. All right, let's see if this will snap. Just like that. Beautimous. We'll take and cut our plastic sheeting. Okay, we'll save that for our other window. All right, so now these right here, I'm going to take and go over to the sanding block, and I'm just going to sand to that point. I think that'll be the easiest way. All right, so get this guy fired up. so now we'll do a little trimming. I got that pretty much melted right there. Get to an edge where I can work a little better here. All right, so I just need it nice and so it'll sit flat. Okay, so now we'll test fit it. All right, I got a little bit right here. Still needs to come out of there. So I'm just going to note where that is. So it stops fitting here to here. I'll just take a little bit of that. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. We'll take it to the edge again. Trim off just that little bit. Okay. All right, test fit it again. All right, and we'll see, make sure that we're got all of our gaps closed. And you know what, this door's getting annoying. I'm gonna take it off real quick. It'll be easier to work that anyway. All right, set that off to the side. Over here, move these hinges up out of the way for right now. Kind of like the way that's fitting. That looks pretty good. I do have a little nodule right up here. Let's see if you can see that right in there. See, it's sticking out and it's pushing that glass out. And one right here. So we'll fix that up real quick here. All right, we got that one. Let's get this other one. I'm tearing up my wheel. And it's still there. All right, let's get the big one out. All right, I got my cutting wheel. just like that. That one's smooth. We'll just fill around in here. There's a little bump there, little bump there. Those ones probably wouldn't affect it, but I'm gonna take them anyway. Now what I want to do is actually go through the inside of the cab and check for anything else, because once my glass is glued in, I don't want to have to grind anything else. So those are good. I got one there. Alright, those are good. We will worry about these screws here in a little bit. I think that's it. That's pretty good. Oh, wrong side. This side. There we go. That's a good fit. Okay. All right, so now let's fit our back glass. What we're gonna do is we're gonna leave this area here open for venting and this back here open for venting. Just due to there are some electronics in the cab. So we'll start with the back. Let's see if we're wide enough. Ooh, barely. Let's see how it looks. I think that'll work. Yeah, I'd rather go wider. Yeah, I got other things I can use it. Well, we can go this way. There we go. So what we'll do is we'll just mark it here. Okay. Square it up. Move it over. Got our line. And just deep score. Beautiful. Snap it. Got our plastic. Test fit it. Boom. That one looks good. Feels good. All right, next. That one won't work for there. Looks like we'll work for here, and it don't even look like I'll have to cut it. Sweet. I'll just glue that one in up top. All right, so we got our top, back, side. I need one for the front here, and the side here, and the door, and the front. So let's grab another piece. All right. And we'll go full length on it. So So we'll just measure the width. All right. And we'll cut that width. So we'll square it up. And we're going to go just to the inside of that line. Okay, we're squared. I'm going to move over just a skosh. All right, just to the inside. Check our square. Get rid of our marker. And now we will score. And oh, that was a bad break. I guess I didn't score well enough. Shattered it. Look at that. All right, so maybe I should hit those scores again. Bummer. Well, let's see if anything's salvageable out of that piece. Nuts. Hey, looks like it will fit and cover. Sweet. We'll use it. We'll take it. Those. Yeah, I should have scored a little bit more and probably been a little more precise in my... I should have set it up against something and bent it. You know, like put it up against there and snap it. That would keep it from shattering. My bad. But it's still usable. So we'll just mark it here. And let's see, I think, so this is the part where the plastic come off, so that'll be the front face. So we'll put it down here. All right, we'll go somewhere in there. All right, so now our cut's this way, so we'll want to bend it up this way. So what I was talking about is something like this. Put some pressure on it, and then bend it up, snap it. So it's probably what I should have been doing in the first place. Just wasn't thinking. It's all right. Okay, so I don't think this one's going to work for anything else. That covers the front. Okay, we'll put that piece down there. So we got the front, back, top, side. We still have this side to do. So let's get that one. We're gonna have to do this in two pieces. I mean, one piece here and then a piece for the door. We got to be mindful of our hinges. So let me get rid of this plastic that's on here. So in here, this piece, want to do is just mark right. Okay. Oh, let me also mark. Oh yeah, because I want to cut it here. There. Okay. Now this will be an interesting one. So I think what I want to do first, we'll cut it this way and break it this way. We're going to kind of do a little bit of an angle on that. Ooh, that was not a straight line. I should have scored that in a little bit more. Yikes. All right. Here's my marks. Did I rub them off? I think I might have rubbed them off. Okay. Well, that's all right. We'll just stick it back in there. Oh, good. I don't need to do those 2 screw holes. Just mark it right there. And just do straight down. Deep. Yeah. Okay, flip it over. Okay. Test fit that piece. Make sure that we're okay. So we're coming in behind the screws. And this is actually going to change a little bit too. So we'll still just be roughing it here. Okay. And I'll show you why. But let's get our door. And no. I gotta figure out a handle for this thing too. Because once the glass is, I've been just reaching in, pulling it open. Once the glass is in, I'm going to need a latch. So I've been using these little hinges for latches. But I don't know. I have to think on that one for a little bit. All right, so here's what I've come up with. I'm gonna do a 4mm bolt screw. So we're gonna tap it into the door, put it about where the door handles are. We're gonna go just below it. So it's gonna be sticking out, but I need something that's easily accessible for me to grab and use. So before I decide the length on it, I'm gonna get it tapped in there and get a feel for it. So first thing we'll do is drill our hole. And we're just gonna go right here. onto that thing. Man, that's grabbing bad. Nice and slow. Ow! Careful, there's sharp metal pieces there. Okay. Now I want to clean that up. Use the fast tool. Alright, so I'm going to put our screw in there. Oh, you're right there. That's a nice grab. That's a good grab right there. So I'm going to mark it with my tool where I want to cut it. Okay. We'll just grab this guy, cut it off. Test fit that again in our door. I have to go and clean up the edges a little bit more. Nice. That'll work. I like it. All right. So we need to get our glass for these. So I think we're gonna do another piece. Put that in the scrap. So one more piece. So that's 3 pieces of this pet plastic to get glass in this cap. Crazy. So here's what I think we'll do. Just get us a rough cut. So we'll mark it here. We'll just take that square. Square it up. Okay. Deep score. Let's try to cover the majority. Oh, yeah, look at this. See? It's still snapped up top. I should have gone the full length. It's good. We'll take our okay. That over there. Get our roll back over here. Okay. We're gonna take. I was gonna take and get rid of that corner, I think, just so it doesn't cause me any problems. Yeah, because I'll be able to move that forward then a little bit. All right, let's just trim that off. And somewhere in there. For as crooked as that line was, it wasn't too bad. Beautimous. Okay. Now, I need to modify two of these. This one, and I think it was this one here. That was for this door. For that window, I mean. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna relocate the hinges to the inside. Maybe. I gotta go test fit the cab in here. I gotta see what my clearance is. Because with doing this, if we put the hinges on the inside, to where just the hinge is sticking out right there, that means my screws gotta go on the inside. And so I'll test fit the lower one, because the upper one's not going to be any problem. We don't even come up that far with the interior. But I'm just going to put this in here nonetheless. have to wind up keeping the hinges on the exterior of the cab. But I'll go test fit it and find out. All right, so here's where we're at. These putting the hinges on the inside did fit. Door wouldn't open, so I had to do a little 45-degree grinding on that, so we still have a seam. I'll paint that black, but that gets us to where we can open our door. I already did glue the glass in around the door, so I just had to cut around the hinges for the glass. Same over here for that back window. And I got the front window in, so I thought you guys might want to see putting some of the glass in, so we'll go ahead and focus on that. We'll do the top one first up there. Let's see. Yeah, you can see that. Just do a quick little test fit. Okay. I'll mark the furthest back I want to go with my glue. And I'm just using my good old reliable foam tack for this. So we'll just put a light bead, not too close to this edge. So when it squishes, I don't want it squishing out onto the glass. Oh, I got a high spot I didn't notice. Let me grab that real quick. Right there. I don't know why I didn't notice that one. I didn't want to do that with the glass in there. But, yeah. And I'm going to put another bead back here towards the back end of the glass. All right. So now we'll want to take one of the protective layers. There's one on each side. So we'll just find some here. Okay. Get that off, and that'll be our glue side. And I'll just press it in. Okay. All right. Now we'll do the same for the back glass. It. Gotta keep the tip of this clean. It dries up pretty quick. Tacks up, I should say, pretty quick. So I gotta keep the lid on it. All right. Clean the tip off, put our cap on. Let's take a protective layer off of this. a little bit more to this corner here. There we go. Nice. All right, layer on our side. We'll get our last piece of glass in. Test fit it first. I might have to trim a little of that off. I think we'll go with the backside trim, so I'm going to go just grind that a little bit. Just shaved a little off of that with the sander. So now I just need to clean my edges up. See, I measured this without taking into account those other windows in there. So, give it a little bit more. Let's see here. Yeah, now we got a good fit. Good fit. Put all of that face down. And get this glued up in here. It's gonna be fun. This is not an easy reach. Alright, so we'll go up top with a bead. A little bit closer. A little springer there. All right, let's get that plastic off of there. So lay my pliers in here, a little weight. Okay, that's it for today. We'll let that dry and do our reveal tomorrow. Here we are, next day. Everything nice and set. So we're gonna do a little touch up on the paint. So shook up a little, I'm just gonna go with semi-gloss. I love these Tamiya paints. Where these acrylics. Very nice. All right, so I'm gonna get right in here. That area that I had to grind. And I think I might paint my hinges. I'm gonna think about it for just a minute while I touch up the rest here. And we'll see if this semi-gloss has the right finish to it that I'm looking for. Kind of feathered out. It might be a little bit on the flat side. If it looks like it's going to be a little flat, then we might go gloss on it. And this frame was looking a little rough right in here anyway. So I'm thinking I might paint that up a little bit more there too. So I don't know. I think I might want to paint the hinges black. If I don't like it, I can always do some paint remover. Sometimes I like to see the hardware and sometimes I don't. Look at it from a distance here. You know, I think for the cab, man, I just don't know. Decisions. Should have a little bit bigger brush for doing this major portion here, but it's all right. Could have airbrushed this too a little bit. Make for a nice finish. Take it down here and kind of feather it out. Finish up the hinge hardware over here. It's a little bit flatter, but not bad. I think the gloss would stick out just as much. All right, I think I'm gonna paint the hardware on the back of the mirror. Those screws. Nice. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Maybe I'll do most of the hardware on this thing that way. A lot of it needs little touch-ups. So that makes me think maybe do the hinges. Yeah, I'm doing the hinges. And I'll come back and hit those with another coat. Oh yes, I like it. That, yes. Painting the hinges on that's a good idea. Fantastic. I got this little scuff up top up here. So we'll paint that too. Feather that out a little bit. This is where it's not going to be too noticeable. This is where the cab guard rides. That's probably why it's scuffed up. Put that right in there. remember where I painted and not touch it. Alright, let's get the... I could have shortened these screws right here, but we'll just paint them black. It won't be too noticeable. Alright. I'm liking this. Okay. A little scuffed in the back up in here. We'll go ahead and I don't think the slight variation in the gloss is going to look any worse than the scuff marks. Hey, used equipment, you know, you touch it up, it doesn't look as good as it does brand new, right? Okay. Like pretty decent, I think. In my opinion, I like it. And since it's mine, that's what's got to count, right? Is if I like it. I don't think I'm going to do a second coat on those. I think that looks just fine.